Barcelona fans, how you guys doing? This is Coach Jrod right here and another segment of Fan Talk. I'm here with another fan from Nigeria, Gideon, right here, man. Say hello to all the people here in Barcelona Life app. Let them know that you're here. And let's start with the first topic, Gideon.
Yeah,
What do you
yeah, yeah,
think
yeah,
about
yeah.
this season, my friend? What do you think
All
about
right.
this season?
Yeah, I think this season has been great. Looking at where we were at the beginning of the season, and the morale was low, the expectation wasn't very high, and coming out from the A2 demolition by FCB Munich in the Champions League last season, and Messi at the beginning of the season trying to leave the club. And at the beginning of the season, news of Barca going bankrupt and all that, and then the uncertainty about Bartomeu's tenure or reign. At the beginning of the season, we were not hoping for so much. We were not hoping for so much, and then Setien was sacked. We needed a coach, and Koeman decided to take up the job, even when it looked like a lot of people never wanted to pick up the job. But Koeman was there. He loved the club and picked up the job. And but to look at the season from that angle, playing with a lot of very young players, like the likes of Pedro, who was 17 as at the beginning of the season. We had Dembele, who has been injured for seasons, and I think this will be currently his first full season with Barcelona with very few injuries here and there. And then we look at Sergio Dest, a very young lad coming from Ajax. We look at Moriba that came in at a point in the season and had to, take up some responsibilities. And we look at the injuries Coutinho got that had to put so much responsibility on the shoulders of a young boy in Pedri. And Griezmann, coming from a very poor season in quotes. Reasons being because the Barca fans were expecting so much from him. And then this season, there was so much uncertainty about everything. And, starting the season on a very bad note, it was bad results here and there. And the fans were not sure. Should we still support this team? Is this the way to go? Is Koeman actually the right man? This crop of players worthy of wearing the Barcelona shirt and all that. And then the whole saga on on taking Bartomeu out of office, which ended up being a success. And after that, the interim board came on board, and then there was an uncertainty about when the election was going to take place. I think at a point it was moved forward, it was postponed. And the whole uncertainty, Barca going bankrupt, this and that. It was a very turbulent season, and it's like a ship with no captain, a house without a father. Do you understand? There was no leader, and at a point, PK had to come out, and he said it in the media. He said, "Man, this team needs a head desperately," and he was proposing that the election should go on so that there could be a president on board. And you realize most of the time, Koeman had to come out, and he was the one filling in the gap of the manager of the team and also the president of the club. Would answer questions in the media pertaining to the club, answer questions in the media pertaining to players' future, answer questions in the media pertaining to the team too. And it was very difficult. But then we ended the season with the Copa del Rey trophy, ended the season, fighting for the league title, even though we lost out. But then I belong to the school of thought. Why did they make us feel we could win the league when it was going to end up that way? So that's the only part of the season that we fans are not so happy about. But then on a scale of 0 to 10, I'd rate the season a 7 because, all chips were down at the beginning of
I
the
think
season.
you're right, man. I think you pretty much summarized the whole season there. How turbulent it really was, left and right, players, management, business, everything put in one. It was a very difficult season all around. I
Yeah,
agree 100% with you. It's hard to sometimes read the
yeah,
comments in the app and see how some fans just absolutely
yeah,
berate the players and all this stuff, not realizing that we are coming off from a very difficult moment because that 8-2 loss was absolutely
yeah, yeah.
I mean, they
Yeah,
threw us in the ditch and they left us there with nothing to come out, and we had to come out on
yeah,
our own. And it wasn't just that; it was
yeah,
so
yeah,
many things that
yeah,
happened. Bartomeu really, really did a
yeah,
number on
yeah,
this team, and sold players that the
yeah,
conversation of selling a striker without having someone to replace that person was another thing. Is that we put in
yeah,
so much on Griezmann.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
to me,
That's true.
Griezmann, I love
Yeah,
Griezmann.
yeah, yeah.
I'm a
That's true.
Griezmann fan, man. I love Griezmann.
Yeah.
He finally
Wow,
figured out
wow,
how
wow,
to
wow,
play.
wow. That's rare. That's rare.
He finally figured out how to play with Barcelona. And that's when he started
Yeah,
scoring goals and started
yeah,
assisting and
yeah,
started becoming part of that team. And it takes time. It always
yeah,
takes time.
yeah,
It took
yeah.
Neymar a year and a half to
Um,
figure it
um,
out. You know,
yeah, 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 yeah. That's
it's
true.
it's not easy. I'm with you, man.
Talking about Griezmann,
Uh-huh.
talking about Griezmann. I feel this season in particular, Griezmann has been the Griezmann we used to know. Looking at seasons at Atletico Madrid, he wasn't the kind of striker that would get you 30 goals in a season. If we were to go by the records, he wasn't the striker that would get you 30 goals in a season. And I think this season he has been able to pull the shots. Looking at some very tough matches that he had to be the one to score, either scoring the first goal or the decider.
Yeah.
Looking at the matches in the Copa del Rey and some very difficult and dicey matches in the league. And Griezmann was there to stand in the gap. So I think compared to his past seasons in Barcelona, I think he deserves some accolades. So I'm with
Absolutely,
you. I'm
absolutely.
with you on that.
I think Griezmann, yeah, like you said, Griezmann has never been the guy to score 30 goals. I think he averaged close to 20 or
Yeah,
15
yeah.
in Atletico, and this season he got 20.
Very correct. Very
So
correct. That's a
I
lot. That's huge.
yeah, I enjoyed it was a tough season. It's a hard season. We always, us Barcelona fans, we want to win everything, regardless of what we're going through. And but we always keep saying,
Yeah.
be realistic.
True.
It's a transition year.
Yeah.
We got a lot of youngsters,
Yeah.
a lot of youngsters in our team,
Yeah.
and we did amazing. We did amazing.
Very.
Yes,
Yeah.
we
Very
lost the
correct.
domestic. Well, yes, we lost the La Liga. Absolutely,
Yeah.
we lost it, and
Yeah.
it was at fault for players and at fault for the tactics utilized, and the one that
Yeah.
I always complain about, which is the substitutions in the second half, just
Yeah.
drove
Yeah.
me
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
nuts. I
Yeah.
never understood it, but I'm with you. I think I'll give this season as well a good 7 out of 10 for
Yeah. Not so
everything that we
bad.
went through.
Yeah. Yeah. Considering that, not so bad. Not so bad.
Absolutely, it wasn't bad. I mean, yeah, I'm sad that we lost it, but you know what? We're still in Champions League. We're still in the.
Yeah.
We're still doing. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
right where we want to be.
Yeah.
So it's a
Yeah.
positive.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah. No, but
positive.
no. Yeah. Yeah. That's positive. That's positive.
Let
That's positive.
Let's go to the topic number 2, man. Let's talk about Koeman.
All right.
So I'm gonna put
All
my
right.
little piece here on Koeman.
All right.
Koeman to me has done an amazing job in bringing this team
Yeah.
back to a competitive level. I personally think he deserves another year to prove himself and to give him the players the players that we need. If we bring in Agüero and you
All
bring in
right.
Pay at the front and Fati comes back, we missed Fati like crazy. Even though we don't know much about Fati in real, we know his talent. I mean, the man scored 4 goals in 7 games.
Yeah.
Imagine that. It took Dembele the whole season to pass Fati in goals, and Fati was out of November. So just proving the point that Fati has an eye and a nose for goal. If Koeman can have his team back, Fati, Griezmann, Messi, maybe the signing of Agüero and Depay, if that happens, I don't think we should be going for Haaland. He's way too expensive. I don't think we should be going for anybody as a so massively expensive. I think Depay will be a good forward, especially if he wants him, especially if Koeman wants him. It's going to be important.
Yeah.
I really liked what
Yeah.
Koeman did. My only complaint with Koeman is going to be the one thing, and is the substitutions that he always brought in. And I never understood it.
Yeah.
Hatred for Ricky, for my boy Ricky Puig. Everybody know I'm a big fan of Ricky Puig, man. That's my boy. And
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
how he leaves him in the bench so much drove me nuts.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
Koeman deserves another year at least to prove what he could do. What do you think about Koeman's season performance?
All right. Talking about Coleman and like I said earlier, he picked up the team when nobody wanted to, you know. And Xavi was contacted, Allegri was contacted at a point, and several coaches were contacted. But then nobody was willing to take up the team at that critical period, which he did. And that's kudos to him. But then looking at the season, we started poorly, which was understandable with the whole circumstances surrounding the team. Then at a point in January, we picked up and we went some 18 matches unbeaten, which is a huge one. But I feel tactically, Koeman has got to add some improvements to that aspect of his management. Like you said, the substitutions and the match, they come very late. And I feel he reads the game poorly. I'm a Koeman fan too. I'm a Koeman fan, and if you go through my blog on the Barcelona Live app, you'd realize I'm always in support of Koeman. I'm always in support of the team.
Yeah.
However, I'll put Barcelona first. Do you understand?
Yep.
So I wouldn't want to be a coward because I'm a Koeman fan, and I wouldn't, give him the sticks when he deserves it.
Absolutely.
And I think this season so far, Koeman has had the good times and has had the bad times. You'd agree with me. There were times we praised Koeman for his tactical genius, and there were times we felt no. He should have done. Looking at the match whereby Koeman would take out a centre back for a makeshift right back in Sergio Roberto, who just got back from the treatment table, and you keep a Mingueza on the bench, who's had, a very good season for a player of his caliber and of his experience. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then having a talent in Ricky Puig on the bench, whom it's glaring. We all know when it comes to the field, the dynamics. Ricky Puig is the only player I see that plays forward. The sideways passes we see from our sluggish midfielders. Ricky Puig isn't in for that. He's calling for the ball. He needs the ball. You give him the ball. He looks forward. He makes the right decision. He seldomly loses the ball. He seldomly misplaces passes. Ricky Puig comes on the field and he's happy. He's agile. He needs the pass and he wants to make the right decision. But here we go. We have the sluggish players who want to show their physicality. They want to pass the ball sideways and want to be very patient. No, Ricky Puig is that creative force we have in the midfield. Koeman is keeping on the bench.
Which makes no sense.
He wasn't given, it makes no sense. He wasn't giving him a reasonable amount of time on the field. If it was that player that could come in 70 minutes and we know, okay, Koeman doesn't like Ricky Puig, but he's going to bring him on 70 minutes, 75 minutes, it could have been fair. Yeah. We never could tell. Maybe some of those matches where we dropped points, perhaps we wouldn't have dropped those points because we would have come in, we would have made a difference, we would have controlled the midfield more. We knew Barca to be the team that would dominate play, that would pass the ball around for minutes, and you keep chasing after shadows. We are not a defensive team. Koeman came in and he wanted to create a defensive setup. We started playing a 5-man defense of 2, wing backs. No, that is not Barcelona. Barcelona wants you to keep chasing after the ball. When you chase after the ball, you create the space which the players will pass through the lines, and then boom, that's a goal. That is Barcelona. But then you are keeping Ricky Puig on the bench just to suit your own style. And I think Koeman, if he is going to stay, because as for me, I am indifferent now about Koeman staying or not. I think I want to see the decision the club is going to make first before I take sides regarding Koeman staying or not. If the club is willing to get us Hansi Flick from Bayern Munich, then I am fine. If the club is going to get us Allegri, I think I'm okay. But anyone aside those two, then I think Koeman deserves, another chance. At least for picking up the team when nobody wanted to. And then let's give him the benefit of doubt, perhaps. If he signs, one of the excuses they gave yesterday after the Iber match was that he came on board and most of the players in the team, they don't have the quality to play for Barcelona.
I know, I saw that, I read that, yeah.
He came up with the excuse that, he came on board and he was only able to sign Destin, which was at the dying minutes of the transfer window. and that he thinks it deserves another chance. And I feel, okay, fine. If we can't get a better coach, then perhaps we should just go ahead one more season. Let us give him the privilege to sign the players he want to sign, and let's see what he's going to do. But then he needs to improve tactically. He needs to sit back. You know, Pjanic, though he came in at the age of 30, but then we know Pjanic to be a very beautiful midfielder. Pjanic at Juventus.
Yeah.
Pjanic, who played for Lyon, was a very fantastic player.
Yeah.
And at the age of 30, this is his prime. He reads the game better. He understands the game better. Yeah, he came in very late at the result of contracting COVID-19 at the beginning of the season, during preseason and all that. But then, you know, he came into the team and he wasn't given ample time to prove what he's got. The same with Ricky Puig. And I think on that aspect, tactically, Koeman has to improve. You know, late substitutions. He needs to read the game more. And most importantly, Koeman is rigid. I don't know if you've noticed that. He's rigid in his team selection. He selects the same 11, the same formation for consecutive matches until he's beaten.
Yeah.
Do you get that?
Yeah.
Until he's beaten, until that tactics doesn't work again, then he shuffles one or two players, perhaps still the same formation, or he tweaks the formation a little. Come on. Yes, it's good to have different formation and different tactics for each match, but then the team has to have a picture, a structure. And we know when we are setting out, this is how we are setting out, and this is the best player for this match.
Oh no,
absolutely. And not he shouldn't have preferential treatment for any player whatsoever. Puig deserved more minutes. Pjanic deserved more, you know.
Yeah,
and, you know,
I
agree,
man. Then, I agree 100% that the tactics for each game have to be different. The players for each game have to be applied based on the tactics that's coming in.
Very well.
And, you know, his excuse that he said that these players are not Barca material or something like that, you know, to me, that's nonsense, because you do have a player in Ricky who is a Barcelona La Masia graduate, who is and knows how to play that tiki-taka better than most of them in there, and yet you don't use him. You know, with Pjanic, we could argue with Pjanic a little more, because Pjanic is a great player, but Pjanic slowed down the game so much.
Obviously.
And Barcelona is a team that is a quick passing, quick take the ball, pass the ball. That's pretty much what it is. You know, quick, pop, 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 real fast, back and forward. Pjanic needs to adapt to that format, and it's going to take time. You know, to me, it's hard to discuss what's happening right now and how we're going to bring in another coach when I don't know the budgeting issues that they have. I don't understand what's going on. All I know is that Koeman did come in and pretty much paid his own stuff to be the coach for Barcelona. You know, if we have to keep him for one more year to steady the budget.
But I think talking about Koeman, talking about Koeman, I forgot to give him accolades for the team mentality. You know, he changed the team's mentality, the fighting spirit. Which we've always seen in Barcelona. In recent years, the loss in Liverpool, the loss in Roma, you know, the loss against Bayern and Lisbon, Portugal, on the Champions League knockout stage. You know, we never saw the fighting spirit. You know, we've missed that. But then I think Koeman has been able to come back and instill a winning mentality. And now, you know, this season, several matches back and losing.
Yeah, the best way to see that was when we played against PSG and we lost 4-1. And then on the second leg, how even though we stayed at a 1-1, I think we
totally outplayed them.
We outplayed them, and we outplayed them with a bunch of young kids, a bunch of young players who needed experience to understand how to play in the first division of La Liga. La Liga itself, it speeds up, it gets harder, it gets stronger. And you know, when you have young players, it's gonna take a year or two. If you have a player like Pjanic, it's going to take him time to adjust to the Barcelona tactics and what he does. It's not that he's a horrible player, but to be honest, if we could trade him and find somebody younger, go for it. But we did what we have to do behind from one game to the next, and Koeman did a really good job in adjusting. The problem always came down to when we played with the big teams. We struggled, and everybody wants to give it on tactics, but we also struggle because we have inexperienced players who are very talented. But when you play big teams, you need to have an experience level that's going to take you to the next shot of winning, to beat Real Madrid, to beat PSG, to beat all these big guns that are out there.
Yeah, yeah,
It takes experience. Next year to me is going to be a great year. We have 1 year of all these guys getting experience. Next year they're going to know exactly what they need to do, how they need to do it, where they need to do it. It's going to be fun.
yeah,
Of course, we do have to bring in some people, but and some people need to be traded, and some people need to be gone. You know, and
yeah,
Koeman, like I said, to me, Koeman, he did a really good job. He did a good job with what he had, what he was able to construct and build in order to try and first we did win one trophy, which is great. We were fighting
yeah,
for that second trophy, and we lost it because of us. We lost it. The players and the coaches, they lost those games. It's not like it was some crazy, amazing Atletico Madrid team and Real Madrid team. No, no, no. We lost those games. We lost against Granada. We should have beat Granada. We should have beat all these other teams,
yeah,
but we lost it. No big deal. We move forward, but I like that we are still in our worst moment. We finish a season in the Champions League, top three in the league, and with the Copa del Rey winning. And we're supposed to be in our worst part of the season. Come on now, who's gonna
yeah.
complain
It's
about
supposed to be a
that?
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, 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 yeah. That's true.
you know.
That's true.
So,
That's true. That's
but you
true.
know, we Barcelona fans, we want to win. We want to win. We always
Yeah,
want to
we
win.
want
We
to
have a
win at
fighting
all costs.
mentality.
We're demanding.
Very, but we should
We're
also be
demanding. So
realistic as well. And I think that's the big thing. We should also be realistic on what's
yeah,
happening. Next year. We want it again. We want that treble. We want
yeah.
everything.
Very correct. Very correct.
But you know, I agree. I mean,
Yeah.
I like I said, man.
Talking up.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Talking about the Barcelona. Talking about the Barcelona fans. You know, we just saw how difficult it is to win the La Liga. When we had Valverde, it was like a norm. It was becoming a norm winning the La Liga, and then for the Champions League badly, and we felt Valverde was a very bad coach and not the coach to be for Barcelona. He keeps winning the league, but it's not winning the UCL. But now it's done on us going 2 seasons without winning the league. How prestigious winning the league is, because the truth of the matter is that determines how consistent you've been in the season, because you've played 38 matches against 19 opponents, and it shows how consistent you've been for the season. But now we've been able to realize that the La Liga trophy is a lot. Winning the La Liga trophy is a lot. And then for me, my take on Coman, I feel he deserves another season, if not for anything, for coming at the time he did, when nobody was willing to come to the top. However, if the president can get a more tactical coach in Answer Flea or Allegri, those are my short list.
Okay.
I'm cool with Coman leaving.
Gotcha.
But if those two ain't gonna be gotten, I feel Coman should stay. And let's see what he can do one more season.
I agree, man. I agree with you there on that one. We'll see what they do, though. We'll see what they do, and hopefully they make the right decision. And moving on to that, let's go on to our third topic, man. And this is a topic about, let's evaluate Laporta's pretty much from March to now, the things that he has done from that point to now. Let me know. Tell me what you think.
All right. Oh, okay. Talking about Laporta's tenure, you see, I think Laporta has got the experience. And from the manifesto to the way he won the elections, it was obvious he's an experienced person when it comes to the politics of the letter game. And I'm looking at the way he swept funds away in the race for winning the presidential election. You give it to him that he's got it when it comes to experience.
Yeah.
And evaluating his tenure so far, I think he's done a pretty decent job. He's been able to show the team that that picture that yes, there is a head now. He's attended the big matches, and even when the team loses, he's been the first to go on social media. He's a very active person on Twitter, and he's been the first to go on social media to talk about match and sort of defend the team and tell the team we move on, we keep fighting and all that. And I think that was what the team missed during Bartomeu's tenure, And during the old saga of Bartomeu leaving or Bartomeu staying, and during interim board tenure when we had no head, Laporta has been able to come on board and show the team that yes, I am here. A father figure is here. We've got a president now, and I am ready to take responsibilities. And he also showed that also when the team won the Copa del Rey trophy. We saw the way he celebrated with the players, went to the dressing room, celebrated with the prayers, and that was awesome. We missed that. We missed that a lot. And then looking at the economic point of view, I think he's been very prudent in decisions. I ask myself, why has he not pulled out of the Super League yet, even with the old threats coming from UEFA, from FIFA, and the governing body of La Liga? And yet, he's still staying in the Super League, despite the fact that, we are staying with our arch rivals in Real Madrid, But then he knows what the benefits of being in the Super League would bring to FC Barcelona, even at this critical point of our economy as a club. And, it was a very prudent decision stating when signing the contract that Barcelona is going to decide to stay based on the decision of the club members, which is a very prudent one. That alone give the fans the belief that, yes, he didn't just go there to make a decision. He is going there with the decisions of the club members, which is good. So the club members decide. And now he is there to pass the vision to the club members. Like, okay, this is what we stand to benefit from being a part of the Super League. So I think it takes a president who has balls, who's got the balls,
Absolutely.
to do that.
Absolutely.
And even at this point, despite all the threats, and he's still there, he's still standing in with his arch rival in Florentino Perez and saying, yes, we stand together and Super League is going to start. Even though, they've decided that if there is the need to, postpone or kind of, move aside the plan for now, they will go ahead and do that. But then they are bringing us to the understanding that Super League is here to stay, and these are the benefits of Super League. And I think that's a very good decision. He sees the benefits is accrued to the club from Super League, and he's putting his head in there, should in case it pulls through. And also, looking at the recently, there's news, though not official yet, of Laporta bringing in a 500 million, the euros or pounds deal to boost the finance of the club. I think that's a very good one also from Laporte. That's a very good one. We need every money we could get. Now, that was one of the promises he made during his manifesto, during the campaign. To become president. And I think that's a very good one. Achieving that in the space of 3-4 months is a very good one. It's a sign of relief that, yes, something has come in terms of finance. 500 million is a lot, at this point that the club finds itself. It's a lot.
And supposedly they're 1 billion in debt, something like that. I mean, to get half.
That's a lot. That's a lot. And there's also the news that it's been able to push forward the debts we are owing, most of our creditors in quotes. And I think that's a very good decision. So there's this side of relief. We can make some decisions financially, do some transfers, do not so big transfers like the Haaland or the David Alaba that is expecting very huge wage. But then, we can take some very, good free players in the transfer window and also give them a very good and reasonable salary. So I think that's a very good decision.
It's got to be tough. It's got to be tough to be Laporta right now with the debt that Bartomeu put the team in, the breaking of morale that Bartomeu has pushed on this team. I mean, the team was broken. The morale of the team was broken all throughout the Champions League, going into that 8-2 destruction. I mean, what Bartomeu did has been absolutely trashed the whole team. And, it has to be tough to be Laporta because you have all this debt and you have all these players. Some players are not performing. Now you have to start trading, but you got to trade, you have to be very smart in how you trade. You have to understand what you're trying to bring in. I think he is the guy. I mean, look what he did in back in his first time around when he was going to sign David Beckham. He said he was going to sign David Beckham, and Beckham, turned on him and went to Real Madrid. And who did he get? he found a way to get Ronaldinho to the team.
I
And again, Ronaldinho
think
changed the
Ronaldinho.
team.
Yeah,
And it's going to be interesting what's going to happen now, because we are in not necessarily the same situation that he was back in his first reign as a president, but he understands what he needs to do. And in my opinion, Laporta has done a really good job in just 3 months of being in where he is. In
yeah, yeah,
3 months, not 2 months, two and a
yeah.
half months
And
roughly.
talking about understanding what it needs to do,
Yeah,
recently he came up in the news that he's communicated to the veterans, to the big players on the team that, you know what, we love you, you're a legend, we want you to stay, but then you need to renegotiate your salary. And I think that's a very good idea from the
smart,
president there, telling the
smart.
veterans, we ain't gonna push you away. We ain't gonna push you away. We want you to stay. We need you. But if you would have to stay, then you need to renegotiate your salary, which is a very good decision. Then coming up with the fact that, he just said recently that there's gonna be a restructuring, a whole restructuring in the team. And
Yeah,
we wait to see if the restructuring is gonna start from the coach down to the players.
yeah, absolutely, man. And last here, man, let's talk about the one topic that we all know is going to be a massive topic this summer. Our own boy, the best that ever
Yeah,
was, the greatest of all time, the main man of
the
football all
greatest, the
around the
greatest, the
world, of
greatest, the
soccer
greatest,
everywhere,
man, the greatest.
Lionel Messi, man. I personally, and I said it before,
Yeah, the king, the king.
the king. That's right. I said it before, man. If he decides to leave,
Need you know, I share the same birthday with Lionel Messi, June 24th.
listen, man, that's right. I, if Messi decides to leave, okay, no matter what, if he does decide to leave, I will always support him. I'll be a fan of whatever team he goes to because I'm a fan of Lionel Messi.
Absolutely,
Of course, I don't want him to go. I
absolutely,
don't think he's going to
absolutely.
leave. I don't think he's going to leave just because, yes, he wants to win, but he knows what is happening right now. And he loves this city. He really disliked Bartomeu. He really disliked that entire thing. But now he has a person that knows, and he knows what he could bring to the table in Joan Laporta. So he knows there's a plan. Um, I personally believe that Messi is not going to go anywhere, not just for football reasons, but because of his family. That's my what I believe in, just based on what I read about his life and what people talk about. He's a family guy. His kids are in Barcelona. They go to a great school. His
Yeah,
wife's there.
yeah,
They
he's a
got the
family
business
man.
there. They got everything there. Everything for them is right there. I don't think it's easy for Messi to say, "Look, I'm gonna go play in England, and family pick up with me." And the other thing is the idea that Messi will come to the US to play was a bunch of nonsense. Like I said it before, listen, Messi cannot come to the MLS until he's at least 45. I mean, that man could probably play till 45. The MLS is still a retirement league. You know, the great players from Europe come to the MLS to
Yeah,
retire.
absolutely,
Right.
absolutely,
Look, man, I live in the US. I'm gonna tell you right now, the
absolutely.
MLS is a retirement league. I'm not a fan of the MLS that much. I think Messi has at least another, like I said, to me, he could play till 45 in Europe. I'd rather him play in Portugal than playing the MLS right now, to be honest. But the idea of him coming here, not yet. You sit in Barcelona, do your thing, do what you have to do, but don't come for the money. And Messi's not a guy who runs for the money. He's never been that guy. He's he gets paid what he deserves because of what he does. So I don't see Messi running for money. I see Messi staying because of what he likes. He loves Barcelona. His family loves Barcelona. His kids love Barcelona. He knows that this place will do anything for him. Now that Bartomeu is out, all he has to do is look, renegotiate your contract. Let's build this team back up. And when you decide to retire and leave, you're gonna leave this team in a really good, stance and form. When Messi, nobody's gonna replace Messi. There's nobody in anywhere that's gonna replace Messi. But me, I don't think
Yeah, absolutely.
if he leaves, God bless him, and I will always follow him and be with him. But I don't think he'll leave. What do you think, man?
All right, yeah. Talking about Messi, I also don't think Messi is gonna leave. But then, if he leaves, I still remain a Messi supporter, because he's given so much to the club. He sacrificed so much, for the club, and I think if there was anything Bartomeu was able to succeed at, he succeeded at killing Messi's morale. And
Yes.
he just couldn't kill the love he has for the club because if he succeeded in killing the love Messi had for the club, Messi would have left during summer, would have taken the club to court. Who knows? Might have gone either side. The club might have won the case, we were forced to stay, and we wouldn't be happy staying, or the court might have decided that, okay, fine, his contract is over, let him leave, and he would leave. But he loves the club. Batumu was able to kill his morale, and
Yeah.
but he wasn't able to kill his love for the game, and he
Yeah.
wasn't able to kill his love for the club. And I think Messi is gonna stay. Like you said earlier, Messi is a family man. He's a family man. Yeah, he loves his family. He loves to be around his family. Every achievement he's had ever since he's been, married,
Yeah.
has always involved his family. The gala nights at Ballon d'Or, you know, presentations on the field for individual achievements, even team achievements. You've always seen Messi's family there. And I think for one reason, he has just, yeah, at top of the game, he has roughly 5 years at the top, if you could last 5 years.
Oh,
I am
easy.
not saying he has just 5 years to play the game, but at the top,
Yeah.
perhaps he has 5 years because of the kind of football he plays, because of the style of play, you know. And I don't think Messi would want to spend the remaining 5 years of active football career in another nation that would have to adapt to the
Yeah.
culture, the tradition, the food. I know his family would have to adapt all in the name of, I want to just focus on the sporting project. So, like you said, he is going to focus on the sporting project, but I feel he's going to focus more on what is good for his family.
Yeah.
And I know him to be a family man, and for that reason, I have this optimism that he's going to stay. Now,
Yeah.
looking at the sporting project, the sporting point of view, I feel Laporta must have been discussing with Mercy. And like I said during his campaign, he said if he wins the election, the first call he's gonna make that night is to call Mercy's entourage and inform them about his plans for keeping Mercy.
Yeah.
And I feel for the past few months he must have been making moves to reach Mercy and his entourage and try to convince them and make them citizens to stay. From the discussion so far, it's obvious Laporta, even with the financial constraints on the purse of the football club at the moment, is trying to build a solid and strong sporting project. And he made that clear. It takes a president with balls, like I said earlier, to make it clear to the media that, this summer there is going to be a whole lot of restructuring.
Yeah.
And he didn't shy away from saying that. And I know that passes a very strong message to Messi. You get it? Telling Messi, this season we are going for it. We are going all out for it, no matter the challenges, no matter the financial constraint. And I think Messi wants to see more regarding the sporting projects. I know Messi wants to see more. So I hope Laporta is going to be able to convince Messi to stay. But I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to preach that gospel anyway. Messi loves FC Barcelona because if he never loved this club, he's had better offers
Oh,
even
yeah.
when he was, in his prime, his A days,
Yep.
he's had better offers, but he decided to stay. It takes a player who loves the club to stay, even with those big offers from PSG in the past,
Yep.
from Manchester City in the past, and even with the big offer coming from MLS now. It takes a player who loves the club. Some people would say he should go to other leagues, he should try it out in other leagues. Come on, he's played against the big teams from these other leagues and he's performed awesomely well.
Yeah.
And the most difficult thing to do as an individual is to remain in the same team for years. Different coaches, different set of players, different tactics from the coaches, different formations from the coaches, and you have to re-evolve your game. You have to adapt to these situations, and he's still being on top of his game. Even at that, I think that is the most difficult thing to do,
Oh,
and
yeah.
not changing sides or changing clubs.
Oh,
So I
absolutely.
feel Messi
Absolutely.
loves this club and he's gonna stay. He's
Yep.
gonna stay.
Absolutely. I think you
Except
nailed it, man. You nailed it in
he
the
proves
spot.
otherwise. I feel he's gonna stay.
La Liga is one of the, in my opinion, it is the toughest league in Europe. It's right there side by side with England. I actually think La Liga is a
Yeah,
little harder. The other leagues to me,
yeah,
they
yeah,
don't compare to La Liga or the Premier League. The other leagues don't compare to them.
yeah,
But hey,
yeah,
I'm with you, man. I think all everything you said is on the money. It's on the dot. And you know what's fun is what Laporta is doing.
yeah.
Laporta is not an idiot. I mean, the fact that he's bringing in Aguero, because Aguero apparently he signed already. At least that's what I read. He already signed and he's already here.
That's a
That
smart
is a
one.
smart move to bring Aguero because that's Messi's old friend from when they were kids at
Yeah,
19
very
years old
smart
when they
move.
won that medal for Argentina.
Yeah,
So they know each other, and I think he understands that. Look, not
yeah,
Aguero is not only going to bring in the experience, but he also going to bring in that friendship thing for Messi again. You know, they got rid of Suarez for absolutely one of the most garbage moves I've ever
yeah,
seen, getting rid of Suarez. Um, but
yeah.
you know, it is what it is. I really like what Laporta is doing. Let's see what happens. This summer is going to be one of the most fun transfer summers in Barcelona history because I want to see what's going to happen. Because Laporta has
Yeah,
some
yeah, yeah,
work
yeah.
ahead, man. He has work. How to deal with the budget while trying to bring in
I'm also
players.
anticipating.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. But man, that was fun. Hey, Gideon, say something there for all the fans, man. Anything you want, go for it. Let them know what's up, what you got in your mind.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
All right, say something for all the fans that are watching this stuff, that are going to watch these things. What do you want to say
All right,
to
all
all
right,
those
all
fans
right,
out there from
all right.
Barca?
Yeah, yeah. All Barca fans out there, first and foremost, I want to appreciate you, Coach Jrod, for this great opportunity, connecting with you all the way from Nigeria, and giving me the platform to speak with a lot of Barcelona fans following this platform worldwide, globally. Kudos to you. I appreciate. Now, you Barcelona fans, I just want you to keep up the Barcelona spirit, keep believing in this team. Next season is gonna be great. Next season is gonna be great. If there is anything to be positive about, this is the first time in recent years I am gonna be seeing a Barcelona team with so much young players with great potentials. You know, Europe, the whole of Europe should be ready for a great destruction by these young lads next season. So I want to implore Barcelona fans, be positive. If the club decides to keep Koeman, let us support Koeman. Let us support the players, and in as much as they are done in the Barcelona jersey, let us give them 120% support. And let's keep loving Barcelona. Barcelona first before the love for any player or any coach.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely true. So, Barcelona Live fans, you guys know what it is, man. I love communicating with all of you guys. Send me the message, click the links below if you want to be part of something like this again. I hope I'll get another chance to talk to Gideon here, maybe over the summer when we see some of these transfers go in.
I'll
I'll
be glad. In
contact
fact,
him.
I would love this. I would love to do this every month. I would love to do this every month with you.
Hey, man, that might be something we could do. We just got
I
to
would
schedule
gladly.
it. You never know. We'll figure it out, though. Absolutely. When we have some
I
really
enjoy
good
the
news,
session. I
we'll
enjoy the
communicate.
session with you.
Yeah, we'll communicate when we have some really good news. We'll communicate and try to put it together.
Yeah, yeah.
But Barcelona fans, y'all know how it is. Coach
All
Jrod
right.
is always here trying to do the best I can to just talk Barca. I love Barcelona. It's my team. It's the team I follow since I
Yeah,
was a little kid, and it's not gonna
yeah,
change. Nothing's gonna change, regardless if who
yeah,
stays and who goes. Like Gideon said, love
yeah,
Barca. Don't love a single player. Love Barca for Barca. It was tough to love it under Bartomeu.
yeah.
I
Love
get it.
Barca, love Barca.
All right, as always, guys, you know how it works.
Yeah,
Forca
yeah.
Barca, Pisca Barca, Barcelona fans for life, because that's what we do. I choose to believe.
Fuck Barca, Visa Barca.
I know Gideon believes, and I hope that all of you guys keep believing. And coolest, we just gotta unite, man.
Yeah,
We're from
yeah,
all over the
yeah,
world. We come everywhere. It doesn't matter where. US, Nigeria,
yeah,
anywhere you want to.
yeah.
We'll get together. Gideon, it was
We
fun having you,
connect, we
man.
connect.
And
The
let's
Barca
say another
family.
bye, another out for
Yeah,
all the
my
people there.
pleasure, coach.
Coach Jrod out.
My
Boom.
pleasure.